Hey, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Drafty Sports, and today I'm going to walk you through the draft lobby and creating a draft experience. Okay, so I set out to create a better auction draft experience, and Drafty is the result of that. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and go to the draft lobby for fantasy football, and here is where you will see any mock drafts that are currently in action. Right now, there are none, and so I can go ahead and host an auction draft. We have three different formats for drafting auction drafts, and so the first is the mock draft. It is limited to 100 players, but it is free to try. I mentioned on the previous screen the draft lobby is where you'll see mock drafts, but it is hard to find one that's not already begun, because most of the time when someone's trying out the site, they create their draft room and they start the draft immediately. So that's not very helpful for others who are trying to maybe join a draft, but it is helpful. You can always invite your friends to your mock draft with the URL. Each draft room creates a unique URL that you can share and bring people in. So if you want to try it out, the mock draft is for you. Then we have the basic format for $5, which is, again, just really basic. Your commissioner can come in, select how many teams are in your league, set the budget that's going to be for each team. Every team gets the same budget. Every team can draft the same number of players for roster size, and then the player rankings, which is kind of irrelevant, but just in case you want to pull some different rankings so that the players are organized in a certain way. And then the payment information at the bottom. When you fill that out, the Create My Draft Room button will become available. Okay, so this is a private draft. The basic and the advanced drafts are private, so they do not appear in the draft lobby. You don't have to worry about people joining your draft by accident. You do get, as I said, the unique URL that you can share with your league mates to make sure that they join. Another question we get, by the way, a lot is how long the draft room stays open, and the answer to that is basically forever. The URL for your draft will become the URL for your draft results, and right now we don't have a plan to purge draft results at any time, and so your draft results will be available to you indefinitely, and you can view those by going to My Locker up here in the top right corner of the screen. Okay, the last format is the advanced draft. This is our most popular draft format. This is where your commissioner can come in, select how many teams are in your league, and then depending on how many teams they select, configure for each team what budget they have to spend and how many players they can draft in this draft. So you see they need to provide the owner's email address and give the team a name. It is important that the email address matches what the person has registered on Drafty, and so and we do not automatically send email invitations to these owners. That is functionality we're trying to build in the future, but we don't have it right now. So it will be up to the commissioner to share that URL with all of the league owners. And when they come to try and join the draft, they will need to log in with the email address that the commissioner sets here. So just really important to note all of that. Then we come to the player pool. And this is why the advanced draft is our most popular, because we give the ability for your commissioner to select exactly what players are eligible. So if you are doing a rookie-only draft, you can select rookies only. Maybe you are in a startup format and you want to go ahead and have a startup draft and then have a separate rookie draft to start your season. And so you can select no rookies for the first one and then rookies only for the second one, things like that. We do exclude kickers and defenses because they very rarely get bid up higher than $1. But I will tell you that soon we are looking at adding kickers and defenses, so we should have that by next season. Keep your eyes out. Okay. In my Dynasty League, and I think most Dynasty Leagues, when you have your rookies only draft, it's really rookies and free agents. So at that point, your commissioner can come through, select rookies only as a starter, and then select maybe Antonio Callaway, Alan Hearns, anybody in your league who is a free agent. They can come through and select those players and make sure that they are there as well. There's really no way to make this a lot easier other than they have to manually select those players. We hopefully in the future we'll be able to sync up with the various fantasy sites where your league might be hosted, but there's currently not a roadmap for when that might become available. And then at the very bottom, underneath the selection is, again, the payment information. When you fill that out, the Create My Draft Room button will become available, and you can enter your draft room. We'll give you a tour of the draft room in the next video, so stay tuned for that.